Hi, this is Joyce at Delightful Quilting and Sewing in Avon, New York, and I wanted to just give you a little bit of maintenance today on Tech Tuesday, which I'm hoping to do every Tuesday, some kind of a techie thing. So in my studio here, this is a Nolting Pro 24 that I have, and today we're going to talk about oiling. Oiling is very, very simple for the Nolting machines. There isn't a whole lot that you really need to do, but you do need to be aware of the 4 red dots that are on the top of the head that need to be oiled, and also about oiling down in the bobbin area down here. One of the things to keep in mind when you're oiling is that the top end of your machine, these red dots at the top of the machine, only need oiling every 8 hours of actual run time of the machine. It is not necessary to oil them every day unless you're actually running the machine 8 hours during that day. You can over oil the top end of the machine, and if you do, what happens is inside the top head right here, oil begins to collect, and it may actually puddle down underneath in the bottom of this area right here. So it's important not to over oil this part of the machine. It gets enough oil just simply by 1 drop on each of those red dots every 8 hours of quilting. So what we have right here is, you may have gotten a little bottle of oil like this when you got your machine. This is okay, but it's a little bit hard to manage, especially in the bobbin area. So one of the things I recommend is getting one of these Zoom spout oilers. Typically it has a little red cap on the top of it right there, which I've already taken off. It's very important to always use sewing machine oil. Do not use anything other than something labeled for sewing machine. It is a lightweight oil, and anything else will gum up your machine. So oiling the top, really very simple. You just bring your oiler up to it, and I'm not going to actually add oil to this because this is a new machine and it hasn't run 8 hours yet. But 1 drop on each of those 4 red dots, which are actually the tops of wicks that go down into the top of the head, and oil, drip oil onto the moving parts in the top of the head. Now, oiling the bobbin area, that is important even more. You cannot over oil the bobbin area, and the correct way to oil down in the hook area is you need to put the needle into the down position, the downmost position. So if your machine is on, you can use your single stitch button and put it down as far as it'll go. And what happens down here is what has happened is this shield right here has rotated down to the bottom. When that needle goes down, it rotates down to the bottom and gives you a nice flat surface right there that you can put your drop of oil. So this right here, just squeeze the oil, put it at about 7 o'clock, and just squeeze until you get a nice drop of oil down in the hook area. And when the machine is operating, after I give it a drop, I don't have the machine on, but I'm just rotating the hand wheel to distribute that oil down there. This should be done every 2 or 3 bobbins. And I gauge this by how much lint is actually building up down here when I change my bobbin. If I get a lot of lint, maybe every bobbin I will give it a drop of oil. You cannot over oil this area of the machine. You can over oil the top of the machine, but down here, this is a working part. Lint builds up very easily down here when you're quilting, so it's very important to clean that away. And I always use canned air. Perfectly okay to use canned air, and give it a drop of oil every 2 or 3 bobbins, or more frequently if you're having a lot of lint build up. So that's it for today's Tech Tuesday. I hope this helps you keep your machine running in tip-top shape.